Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Mitchell Sins. I'm the current president of the Menomonie Lions Club, and I serve with pleasure with that. It is my pleasure to welcome you all here to the 75th anniversary party or celebration for the Menomonie Lions Club. It's crazy to think that the 35 charter members that are in our booklet here created such a legacy for us here at Menomonie. There's been a lot that we've achieved and a lot to be proud of. From the 106 members that we've grown to, which is now, I believe, tied for the third largest club in the state of Wisconsin. To the game park that we have downtown, to the thousands and thousands of dollars we get into other programs, kids going off to college, everything that's out there. It's because of all of you guys that we're able to achieve as much, and there's, like I said before, make that large impact to be proud of. I'd like to start tonight by giving a special shout out to the people that have put tonight together. That is past District Governor Gary Brumeyer. We got Lion Lonnie Kalmanowski. Lion Wendy Wold. Past District Governor Pat Feary. Lion Eric Buss, Lion Steve Schutte, last but not least, Lion James Dick. Over the last 75 years that the Menomonie Lions Club has been in existence, there are about two things that I think come to my head as how everybody knows us in the community. That is number one, the car that we put through the ice every single winter. And there's still lots of people that think there's 50 cars plus down there. And the second thing is the game park. I can remember from back when I was a little kid, some of my first memories of the Lions Club, from the Easter egg hunts to going down, seeing the game park, the elk, the buffalo, the deer that we have down there. And even in third grade, I did win the contest for the car going through the ice. So with that, we have a great organization. We can't thank you guys enough for being here, but I did want to point out the raffles that we have going on over there. We've got a few prizes on that table as well as a 50-50. And with that, after the dinner, we'll kind of do a last call for any of those tickets. But all of the money that is going to be raised with that tonight is going to go towards that game park that we have. If you have not been down there, please go down there. I didn't realize how far of a reach that thing could have until COVID hit. At one point in time, my cell phone number was on the website or the internet or whatever it was for the game park. When COVID hit, the number of phone calls that I got from various states reaching to Missouri and Kansas, Iowa, all over the place to come to this thing is incredible. So whatever you can do on those raffles is greatly appreciated to keep that game park going. Lastly, before I pass the microphone over to our Master of Ceremonies tonight, I wanted to just ask that you all rise and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will now pass the microphone over to Lion Steve Schutte.
She's a little taller than I am. We got to keep things going tonight. We want to get out of here by 11. So, first of all, everybody, turn your phones off or on silent, Levi, because if we do hear a ring tonight, it's a round of drinks for everybody. Okay? And a banker can afford that. All right. So, good evening, everybody. That's not very good. Good evening. Good evening. That's a lot better. All right. So if you haven't bought your raffle tickets yet, as Lion Mitchell said, so we do have, in case you haven't looked at them, we have the bean bags, we have the fire ring that was a Lions member made that for us, the necklace, and the earth pot. That earth pot, in case nobody knows about that thing or what it is, that's not a watering, where you put your water in and take a bath, Gary. So you put that in your at your land Actually, we have one of those, and you get deer, bear, every animal that you can think of. We've got two bear actually swimming in that on pictures, so it's a lot of fun to have. So if you didn't get your raffle tickets, please get those. I do want to acknowledge tonight too that we had some of our deceased wives here tonight. Excuse me. I want to acknowledge Connie Weber was here tonight. So the spouse of Dick Weber, and Marie Kreutzer was Dave Kreutzer's wife. So I want to acknowledge her. A little bit, I wanted to reach out on the Tin Lizzie in case you guys, I think everybody saw the little moped over there. 4 wheels though instead of 2. Lion Airy has spent 136 hours of tearing that down and putting it back together. So I think we should give him an applause for that. Paul Yotto also has about 88 hours in repainting and tinning, doing some tin work on there. So thank you to Paul Yotto, buddy. If anybody knows Jiggy, if anybody's race fans here, Jiggy did all the graphics on there for us, so we appreciate that. Tony Long also did some work on there as far as the exhaust. And Rob Sins, another Lions member, did some floor tinning for us. And then Gary Brumeyer donated the engine. It's got 70 horse, so you can drive it. All right, so thanks again, Lion Eric. That thing looks pretty awesome. Goes 70 miles an hour. It's really good. It's going to be great in parade. All right, so if I can get, I'm going to introduce some of our guests tonight, so if I can just get you to stand and introduce your name. So we have past international directors in the house tonight. Mark Hinsman and his spouse, Lion Jane. Bill Engwall and spouse, Lion Betty. Peter Janila and spouse Lion Joanne. Ron Duffy and spouse Judy from District 27E2. And we also have our past district governors here tonight. Council Chair Stacy Nessa and spouse past District Governor Jay. Oh, over here. Okay, sorry. Sherry, stand up. Past District Governor Dan Boy and spouse Lion Sally. And past District Governor Rhonda Bierbauer. Saw her. And I don't see the mayor. Mayor Randy Knack was going to make it tonight, but he's working on the lake. He's still trying to get that help. Thank God for him. So. All right. So we'll have Redbird. Oh, sorry. Redbird. Okay, stand up. I'm sorry I didn't get that. I'm sorry very much. We're gonna improvise. So you know the joke? No, I'm just kidding. All right. So we'll have Lion Pat Fury come up for the invocation.
Past District Governor Pat Fury.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to gather this evening to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Menomonie Lions Club. Thank you for putting the idea of community service in the hearts of our charter members, for without them, their dedication to community, we would not be here this evening. For it says in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in various forms. We thank you for all of our family that have joined us this evening and their patience in putting up with us in our many hours that we are away from home. We thank you for our guests and we pray for their safe travels home. We thank you for our members who give tirelessly of their time and energy to help serve the people in our community. We pray for our deceased members that we have lost over the years. And we thank you for the community itself, for without them and their generous donations over the years, we we would never have been able to do what we do. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this meal we are about to receive and the hands that have prepared it. And in the words of past Melvin Jones Fellow from our club, Monsignor Baleka, I can't believe I'm going to say this, sorry, sure. God bless the Packers.
I ain't got nothing with that. So, you're gonna let, okay.
We're gonna do salads and then I'll release tables.
Okay, so she is going to bring the salad out and then she will release the tables. So if you wanna just converse at your table, tell some jokes, talk about Lionism, and she will start releasing, okay? Have a good night. So we have over on the 50-50 raffle, $400 roughly, a little bit more. And right now is going to be the winner. So you can either give that to Shooter or keep it. But I can use it. I do want to past District Governor Tom LeClaire is here with his wife, Anita. Could you stand, please? Okay. And actually, everybody clap when he comes out of that door. That would be awesome. So you just give Anita a standing ovation.
That's the last of it. So is Merlot okay?
Anita, is he going to be good with that? Okay.
Since I couldn't fill that one all the way, I'm only gonna charge you $3 instead of $4. Is that fair?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's, we got Mr. Tom. That'll teach him.
No, yeah. Nothing else to do, yeah.
So again, thank you everybody for your donation to the 50-50.
Thank you.
$420, so we had $840 total that we raised, so thank you very much everybody. Anita, you sure he didn't just leave you, right? Anita. Okay. Is he about 25 years old? Right here? Okay. She said, I wish. That's fine. So we got an honest draw then?
Got an honest draw.
Now you got
Don't
tickets.
pull it on.
Wait a minute.
Gosh, I thought you disappeared. I need 2 colors.
All right, we have ticket 9, it's white ticket, by the way. We've got 976 01 31. We got Dean Larson.
Way to go, Dean. Diane, are you having a team tonight? Diane? Hey, Lion Tom! Congratulations again here, Tom. Thanks for coming tonight, Tom. That's the best introduction you've ever had. So a couple of just some stats from our Menomonie Lions Club, the breakdown. So we have a total of 106 members now. 31 of them are women, 75 are men. So that's pretty awesome. That's only women clapping there. Yeah, I didn't know he did clap. Yeah. Good job, Terry. So that's awesome. Second thing is the age. 29 of them are 50 and under. Where's the clapping for that? And Brumeyer's in this one. 77 of them are 51 and older. So that says we got some recruiting to do, because that's still pretty young at 51 and older, but no, it's good. So again, thanks to our membership committees of getting people in here, and that's what we need. So, and then Gary comes in. 51 and older, he's part of that. All right, a couple other things I'd like to do is I'd like to acknowledge our top 15 Lions members with the most years of service. Okay. Starting with Greg Middlestead, he's got 23 years. Greg, you don't have to stand, and you don't have to swear. Okay, you're not getting fined. You're not getting fined. Okay. Dean Leckler, he's not here tonight, but he's got 23 years. Gary Brumeyer, he's got 25 years. Lenny Frank is in the house tonight, he's got 27. Terry Kurtz has got 29 years. Jack Coleman has 29 years. Dean Larson, who won the pot, which is buying around tonight, right? 31 years. Jim Wall, 33 years. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm 10 years for that. Oh, that's funny. All right, 43 years. Dean Larson has 41 years, sorry. So let's add 10 years to that, Greg. 33. But we didn't count this year yet. This is not a full year. Okay? It's a COVID year. Richard Olson has 43 years. Ron Jordan has 44 years. Martin Alexander, which is in the house tonight, has 45 years. Bob Hirsch has 45 years. He's here tonight. Wally Cutler, you have 46 years. He's over there. Dick Black has 58 years. And the gentleman down here, Marshall Schaefer, has 60 years. That's what's standing here. So Marshall, you can stay standing there. Marshall is a guy that's probably sold 30% of our sales, and it is 30% of our sales for Car on the Ice and all of our raffles that we sell. Marshall is very good about selling tickets. He would actually sell a ticket to our mothers. My mother, your mother, anybody's mother that's in the Lions Club, he probably has. So congratulations for 60 years. Marshall, you're going to make 70 years. Okay, so contributions to our community. So for the past 75 years, the Menomonie Lions Club has been a fix in our community, answering the call when there is a need, there is a lion. Whether it's supporting youth or youth programs, making life easier for seniors or handicapped, providing help for health and safety needs, putting a smile on children's faces at Christmas, or helping visually impaired. Visible by the yellow vests of the Lions apparel, sometimes a few, or even sometimes 100 strong, show up to help when there's need. The city mayor in the 50s once stated the Lions were the backbone of the city. The club is extremely proud of its accomplishments and is very grateful for the support received from this community. In 1966 and 67, the budget was only about $5,155, but included funds for the youth and community activities. The largest budget item was the game park and the nature trail. To this day, the game park continues to be our landmark community attraction, enjoyed by thousands annually, locally, and beyond. Car on the Ice also is a fixture of the Menomonie Lions Club. Not only has it been a consistent fundraiser since the early 60s, it also creates a lot of interest in conversation, not only around town, but nationally, as visitors called as the distance is California to check on when the car went down. Crazy. We used to do that by the minute and a second. That was a lot of fun. The annual Easter egg hunt is another event that started in the 60s and has continued to this day. It's fun and enjoyed by over 500 people, 1 to 12 years old, and it's also a lot of excited parents. And I can tell you, when I went down there with my 3 and my 8-year-old, if you don't have your football pads on at a 3-year-old contest there, you probably better bring them. Wow, that was crazy. Visitors from over 100 miles attend to participate and watch over 4,000 eggs carefully distributed in a designated area in Wakanda Park. At 10 a.m. the siren sounds, and within 5 minutes the eggs are gone. After countless hours of applying preparedness for this event, and a lot of beer, right? Getting eggs all put together. This is one of my favorite things because this is the start when I started the Lions, the annual light bulb and broom sale. So some of these old members here, we probably wouldn't have these new ones anymore if we did that yet. But we go around, and it started in 1954. It lasted almost 50 years. Lions became very visible with their yellow vests as they canvassed the entire city and surrounding areas, selling light bulbs and brooms, door to door. Marshall, you must have won that day more too. For many years, it was one of our major fundraisers. In the early 70s, Lions were recognized for the removal of all the old junker cars from the Menomonie and surrounding area. The Demo Derby was at the fair and was one of the largest attractions. It became known as the largest derby in the state. It was all on club activity, everybody included, and one of our major fundraisers for over 40 years. Many of the shelters, our storage shed and larger pavilion were Lions projects as well at Wakanda Park. A street in the park was named after Ron Hastings, called Hastings Way, in recognition of him when he deceased. His many years of dedication and construction, he did a lot of that, built a lot of those sheds down there himself. He's a great guy. The park is also the location of our memorial for the deceased Lions as well. Plans are currently underway to improve that memorial garden area. Our community events and projects are part of the budget for over the last 10 years have averaged over $50,000 a year that we've given. Seasoned as well as new members bring new ideas and fundraisers and projects. With many of the projects, all fundraisers are important. Our major fundraisers today include the annual checkered flag banquet, the 40-gun raffle, the car on the ice, the fair beer tent, and the 3-on-3 basketball. Some of the other things that we've done in the community as well, that we've, over the past years, we gave $30,000 to the rec park for the ice arena to help remodel all that. We gave around $30,000 to the Menomonie High School for their athletic field. We gave over $25,000 to the K-9 dogs for the sheriff's department in Dunn County over the past, I think it's the last 2 dogs or the last 3. So those are some of the things that we've done locally here that really helped our communities out. Annually for the last 10 years, we have given $10,000 per year in scholarships to graduating seniors in the Dunn County area, so the 4 schools. We've also averaged in the 10 years, the past 10 years, another $7,000 per year for other youth activities. Some of the things that I remember when we, for the Lions Club that I promote when I talk to people about Lions Club, is that we're able to help people out that you can't just do yourself. One that really comes into mind, it was probably 10, 15 years ago, there was a kid down, Mr. Bauer, a high school kid down in Durant, Wisconsin. Some of you guys remember. He was out turkey hunting, and an older gentleman mistaken him as a turkey, and he got shot. So he lost his vision. He came to our Lions Club, and we donated a Braille computer for him. Ended up going into college. Not sure where he is today, but I know when he came and spoke to us with his mom and dad, there was not a tear. There was lots of tears in the room. So that was pretty awesome to be able to do that. And another thing that comes to mind, if you guys remember, there was a Menomonie fireman named Matt Simpson. His daughter Helen had brain cancer. That was during the time that we were doing the bowling for the state bowling. We were able to raise over $15,000 for that family. And again, for them to come in and talk is priceless. So those are the things that the Menomonie Lions Club, all of our Lions members are able to do for our community. So let's give a round of applause for all those things. We do still continue to support local, state, and international Lions projects and foundations. Our annual contributions in the last 10 years have averaged over $10,000 per year to LCIF, WLF, Lions Camp, Lions Eye Bank, Leader Dog, Camp Needle Point, and Childhood Cancer. So not all stories can be told and are better left untold. The Menomonie Lions Club is very proud of its leadership and accomplishments over the last 75 years. We are also extremely grateful for the community that supports us for the last 75 years. We do have a great community in this area that is always willing to give us, help us out with our causes. So what next? The time and talent of our members is second to none. We will continue to learn from the past, watch today, create the future. Throughout the last 75 years, we are proud that we have an opportunity to say, we serve. Thanks for all that you do. So our introduction to our speaker, past international director, Mark Hinson is from Watertown, Wisconsin. And by the way, he had for the last 2 days had to be with Gary Bromeyer, so just give him a little bit of sympathy on that. Had to be a tough 2 days. He was elected to a 2-year term as director of Lions International as Association 94th International Convention held in Seattle, Washington. He's a member of the Watertown Lions since 1992. He has held many offices within that association, club president, zone chair, region chair, district membership chair, vice district governor, and then governor. The one thing that wasn't told in your handouts there is he actually went to the University of Kentucky. You said that your thing wasn't updated, so I looked up your past. So you went to the University of Kentucky to be a jockey, a horse jockey. You see this guy, he really got big. He landed a job, surprisingly, at the Kentucky Derby. His horse came in last, though. So help me introduce past international director, Mark Hinson.
Yeah, that's good. Wow. Oh, we'll get something, I'm sure. First, I got to give you welcome from our international president, Doug Alexander, who would like to thank everybody in the room for being a Lion and for this club running for 75 years of service. And that's what it's all about, is service. And you know, it's about his theme this year is service from the heart. So guess what we're going to be talking about? Service from the heart. But before that, I have to react a little bit to Kentucky Derby. You know, some of these people out here don't know who I am. I'm Lion Mark. I'm a Lion just like all you. I've been around the block, and if you look at me, I haven't been around it enough. But this is what we're all about. It's about having fun. It's about service. And this club, you know, when I came to this district many years ago with Lion Gary, we started out way back, and I started coming to your district. I think before I was a vice governor, I was already coming to this district. And then when I ran for director, I came in here to tell people I was running for the district, and people are going, "Great, somebody from our district is running." I said, "I'm not from your district. I just tended to show up in your district like every year just to have fun and just to keep Gary company." Because somebody had to, because nobody around here would always.
Good to have friends.
It's good to have friends. But I thank you for the invite. Lions come, I do have a Lions International President's pin for you. Mitchell. Tim. Where did I get Tim from?
Tim Frank, he's a good guy.
Ryan Mitchell. Okay. All right, I already messed this up. All right, where's the tail twister? Oh, what? I can wait there. You know, we tend to have fun, but it's about the service. Your club and everybody in here has been doing this for 75 years. And that's what it's all about. And the reason is because the service from the heart. So how many in here have a story that you know that the very first time you spent, this is why I'm a Lion? Come on, how many in here have that? I know quite a few of them do. I've heard stories. Well, I know there's more than that in this room. I know there is. So we're going to start out, and I guess this was, this makes my job a little quicker. Everything you did up there, I don't have to say any more about it, because I just be repeating what you say, because then I go over and over and over. You notice I don't stand up at the podium? And why? Well, it's because my mom, we were young, but I just went to church, and it was really good. You go to church, you sit in the pew, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. You did a lot of that, but it got really bad when the minister got up behind that thing up there, and he went on and on and on. So guess what? I'm going to wander around out here and go on and on and on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have a president's pin, because I know you are now the member that's been around the longest. So who's the member that's the newest? Okay, that's going to be a little tough, because I think I've got 8 of them. All right, now I have to break it down somehow. Which one of the 8 is the youngest? Sarah Lee. Where's Sarah Lee? There she is. Who's Sarah Lee? Hi there. We'll be seeing you later. But we have an international president thing for you. So it's always fun talking about who's been around Lions the longest. I mean, obviously, this line has done a lot. This line is just starting to learn things, and we'll be inducting her shortly. But where it comes down to is why I want people to raise their hand is, when did you feel that you were a Lion? When did you feel it in your heart that you are really a Lion? Granted, you have a lot of fundraising and stuff, but when is it that you helped somebody and they came to you and thanked you and told you how great this was? I heard a story from Pastor Governor Gary today. Imagine that, him telling me stories about the beds, how they took beds into a house, and these kids were so happy, and they were ecstatic that they had a bed to sleep in. I said, that's what it's about. That's what the feeling is. And I said, and it came down to way back, Lion Jane and I were at, and I think Lion Gary is there too. We were at our Lions camp, and I think it was on a Friday night or something. The kids were there, and back then they could still do this. They had some of the kids took us around the camp. Well, some of the kids came up and they recognized me because I run specialties buses, and they recognized me, and they came running up to me and Jane, grabbed us by the hand, and they took us around the camp to show them their camp. It wasn't the Lions camp, it was their camp. And it was really moving. I mean, I've had the kids do that to me on the bus, because I have about 20 of my kids, I call my kids, that go to Lions camp. But Lion Jane, this is the first time she has ever hit this. And she felt it right away. This is what Lions are. This is what we do, because it was because those kids have their camp. And she felt it around. And she wasn't even a Lion then. I finally talked her into it after that, because I had to ask her just the right way, and it worked just fine. So it's like I said, special needs. I got a couple stories about special needs, and I'll tell you the first one is, y'all have DARE up here? Yeah. DARE program? Well, on the bus one day, I got on and the kids were getting on, and this one student gets on and he says, "Today we're talking about alcohol." He goes, "I know everything about alcohol." And he started out with, my dad likes beer. He said, "Whiskey's too rough, champagne costs too much, and vodka puts his mouth in gear." Obviously, they're a country western family. But then he got really serious, and he looked at me and he says, "But you should never, ever drink tequila." And I said, "Why is that?" "Because tequila makes your clothes come off." You know, it's a lot of fun, and you know, I work with these kids, and we get to help them through the lines, and it's the service. You guys have been doing it for 75 years, and this is why it's working for your club. And you've got the young coming in to see this, and hopefully you're going to get them, the older will teach the young how to get that same feeling. For granted, you want them to help you on your service projects, but get them out there so they can see where it's going, so they can see and get that feeling. And that's what a lot of clubs tend to forget when they bring in new members. But obviously this club, I think, is pretty good at it. You're 106 members strong, and you've been doing it for 75 years. So I think you're going to be doing it for a whole lot longer, because you're doing it right. Lion Jane was saying earlier, we've traveled all around the country, Canada, a few other places. This is still one of the best clubs we've seen. And it probably started out because I had a few drinks with several, I could look around the room here, way back, that I've known for quite a few years. And we've had a lot of fun. We've been up here bowling a couple of times. And one of the times we were bowling, we got to sit in on one of your big fundraisers that you had. That happened to be here the same night we were bowling. And I got to see it in action. I think Lenny Quinn was speaking at it even. So it was a great thing to sit in on, and I seen your work. They said, Lion Gary took me around town and showed me everything. And actually it wasn't that long. I thought it'd be a lot longer, but it really wasn't. So it's one of those things that, you gotta have fun with. You learn a few things, and you get to know the people in your community, and you get to know your club. Now, another story I had told, when I said 20 of my kids go to Lions camp. I had a lady come up to me right after I talked, and she came up to me and she goes, "Wow, how many wives do you have?" I said, "Well, just one." And she said, "Wow, she's a trooper." It's like you get around, you have fun no matter where you go. And the Lions have fun, and you guys have fun, and that's a big part of it. Is you've been doing this, for 75 years. And obviously you've been doing this because you have fun, because you get along. I think you get along. At least looking around today, you're getting along. and Steve, even though some of these people over here think he can't count. Hey, these people over here, Lions over here, they said they've been Lions a lot longer.
Yes.
Gary, how long have you been? 36. See, I knew he was older than me. Because I'm almost 30, and I knew Gary's older. Seasoned. Nah, he's just older. But it's about having fun. It's about being Lions. It's about this all comes together because you, as Lions, have felt. Many of you have, and I think you all will eventually, and you need to make sure everybody gets that feeling. I said we can talk about more. I can go on and on about the service that Lions do. But somebody said I could talk till 11 o'clock, but I'm not going to, Lion. So at this time, I'm just going to tell you one thing to remember. And before I finish that, I got one last thing I want to do. We had introductions in the beginning. Yeah, they called on me, they called on some other past directors and past governors. But who did they Say stand up. The Lions. Any Lion that wasn't called on, please stand up. Every Lion that was not called on, please stand up. And your spouses, you can stand up too because you support them. You're the ones that should have the big hand here. You're the ones where the club's been working all these years. And I'm here to tell you, it's not always about what badge you have on, or what color jacket you're wearing. What it's about is every Lion in this room. Because of all of you, for what you've been doing for 75 years, is what makes International Lions the greatest organization in the world. I thank you for all you do.
Yeah.
I have to check with the MC then. I got a few. I brought some international presidential certificates along to give out. And a little bird told me some names that I should call on. And the International President's Certificate is like the 4th highest award you can get from international. And this one goes to going to a club of 75 years. There are a few people that, and after listening to all this, I definitely are some of these people that definitely get this award. So at this time, and everything I've heard about him, Lion Marshall, you definitely get one of these.
Hey.
For 60 years. So our next one goes to, oh, I probably should read this, even though I got my glasses on. In recognition of, if I go a little further, in recognition of distinguished achievements in fulfilling the mission of Lions Clubs International, to affirm the appreciation and gratitude of the association, I have hereunto affixed my signature during this Lion year of 2021-2022, Douglas Alexander, International President. And this one goes to Lion Wally Cutler. And I have this one I will turn over to your president, Joe.
Tim is so much easier.
And this one will be going to Pastor Stoner Dick Clack. So when he does come around, I'll put it on you to get it to him. And I do have one left for all the harassment I gave him, and he actually brought me here for some silly reason. Past District Governor Gary Brumeyer. Okay, I got one more award to give out. No, I want the last award I need to give out to that. I know where it is. And at this time, Lion Rhonda, immediate past district governor, come forward. And immediate past president, Wendy Wolf. Come forward. Wolf. With an E. Well, I can't read my own handwriting. So come on up here. So this is for last year's president, your district governor from last year, put the club's name in for an excellence award for Menomonie Lions. And you received this award. So we have a Club Excellence patch that you can put on. And for the president, we have Lion Rhonda will pin you. Congratulations. This is for service. This is for, you started a specialty club, a branch club, that I understand. And I just heard about it because a specialty club, they make the quilts, right? They're quilters?
They're quilters.
They're quilters.
They make the quilts first.
That's great. You started a branch club with quilters. And you know, the International is always looking for a specialty club, and I can't wait to tell them that you did quilters, because that one I've never heard of yet. So that's just great. So your club did great last year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I turn this back over to Lion.
Thank you, Mark. That was great. I like to walk around too, like you did, but I'm too short. Nobody can see me. Couple things, Lion Brian, you make sure that patch gets put on somewhere. Okay? All right, thank you. One other thing I did want to mention too, so now with 106 members, we are tied for the third largest clubs in Wisconsin. One being Oak Creek at 117, Michigan Lake at 112, Monroe at 106. So congratulations again for our team to get that many members. Thank you. So ladies, we're going to do that live auction right now. I asked the ladies to grab my horns. Lion Lisa and Lion Lonnie. They're heavy. This is the 75th anniversary edition. These horns will never be made again. Okay? 75 years, the next ones will be 100. Okay? So at 75, we should be able to start off at $750, Marshall told me. But we can't. So, this is a live auction. Again, the proceeds do go to the game park to help us fund that game park and some additions that we got to make there. So, let's start out at $75. Anybody got 75 bucks? Okay, 75, 80. Anybody got 80? 80, 90? Anybody got 90? 90 bucks? 90 there? 100? Anybody got 100? 100 in the back, but Arnie's got to put that on his little Yugo, or what's that car you got? That Geo Metro, isn't it? Yeah. All right, 125. Anybody got 125? Sorry, okay, James. That'll look good on the convertible. Yeah. Anybody got 130? 130? Mark, you almost raised your hand, Mark. You can't do this. 130, Levi, is that you? Levi? Is that, yeah, there we go, 150. Anybody got 150? 150?
For a little bit.
Line, or Wendy? Anybody? 170. 170?
Thank you.
170 back to Arnie. 180? 180? 180? 175. 75, James? 175? Okay, sorry, behind the Mr. Cleveland, all right. That was 175, so 180? 180? Okay, in the back? 190? Remember, this goes to the game park now. 190 right there. 100 or 200? 200. Anybody got 200? Right there. 225. Terry? 225. 235. Anybody got 235? 235? 235? Verbal. Okay, sorry. All right, 240. 240? Josh, this would be really nice too. 240 there, Mr. Cleveland. 250. Anybody got 250? Back, Terry. 260. 260. 260. There we go. 270. Mr. Cleveland. 280. Anybody got 280, Terry? This would look good on that Packer Jeep, I'm telling you. That freaking thing you're still driving around town in the cold. This would look great on there. Packer Jeep, 280. Anybody got 280? Levi? Anybody? 280? Wolf? 290? Anybody got 290? 290? 290? Yes? All right. 300? 300 to Mr. Cleveland? 320. Anybody got 320? 320? 320? Arnie? You don't have to take your wife home with you tonight. You can take these horns. We'll get her home. 320? Going once? Twice? Sold, Mr. Cleveland. All right, thank you so much. That's awesome. You trying the Geo Metro by chance? No? All right. And one of our newest Lions members. And drinking, those are what, 30 ounce? 30 ounce Fosters. That is crazy. I'd be under the table drinking one of those. All right, thank you, ladies. Okay, so the next thing we've got is past International Director Mark Hinsman's going to come up and do some inductions of our new members. So, here you go.
Got a lot of them. If you go up there, they're gonna fall off the edge. All right, I'm back. This is the fun part, bringing in new members. So I'm gonna call your name. I want you to come on down and bring your sponsor with you. Hopefully they're here. So we're gonna start with Amanda Dolph. Pat.
Thank you.
Redker. Reese. Iwanowski. Did I say that right? All right. Lisa Winter. Mary Osteress.
Oh, very good. No one ever gets it that close.
Sarah Cleveland. Josh Cleveland. And Sarah Lee. Yes, you can. Oh, the sponsors. I said bring the sponsors with you.
All those women.
So you're sponsoring. Yeah, you gotta like the women average went up. It's okay. Hey, you gotta listen to her anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, first I'm gonna tell you a little story. You know, Lions International started in 1917, over 100 years ago. And in the beginning, we really didn't have a real purpose in Lionism. But I'd have to go to my older members. I think it was some 20 years later, 10 years later. There we go, thank you. I had that written down somewhere, but I'm forgetting it. A famous woman that you may know as Helen Keller came to Lions International and asked us to be the Knights of the Blind. And some 25 years later, she came back to Lions International and thanked us for being the Knights of the Blind. Not only were we taking care of blindness in the United States, but in other countries of the world. So, but then, Lions, as we've done in the past, now we are true Knights. Because even if you look at everything your club does, it's not just about one thing. You are true Knights now because you help people in your community, in the state, United States, in the world, for many, many, many different things. And that's what the Knights did. They helped everybody. And now you are joining that organization. So, I know I heard Larry, and Gary has a really long version. Mine's a lot shorter. So at this time, for the new members, I'm here to ask you, do you agree to become a Lion, to follow our code of ethics and our Constitution, International Constitution values? You can say, I do. You can say, I get married. So at this time, I would like sponsors to have everybody, give everybody a pin. Now look at the pin, or you can look at your vest. One of the things about Lions is you look at your Lion emblem. One lion looks forward, one lion looks back. So with this club, no, don't do that. Can I tell you to do that?
You said yours was the short version.
I guess she's a past president. So anyway, the Lions, one looks back at the 75 years that this club has already done. And the other one's gonna look forward for at least the 75 or even more years that the Lions are gonna keep serving the public. So now, at this time, I would like you to please pin. Yes, we are ready. Please put our logo, our pin, on your new member of the organization they are now about to join. So you all take care of that. So while they're doing that, I have another story to tell you. Because it's going to take them a couple minutes, so I'm okay. I'm going to keep it short. So there was, back when I was a vice district governor, we brought in an entire Lions Club into our district. And I was first vice governor at the time. And there were two past international directors that were there. And one and two are sitting here, both like Pete and like Phil. They had this bright idea that as a vice governor, I needed something to do. So they decided I should pin all the Lions. Okay. It went pretty well. It was going good because most of the ladies all had like a vest or something to wear. Except I had the one lady who was wearing a dress with a really little strap. And she is very well endowed. So here I'm trying to, she goes, well, you can put it right there on the strap there. So as I do it, I drop the back. Oh yeah, and it went right down. And there was a small table of ladies who was sitting right there, saw it, and they started laughing right away. And even when Jane goes, I don't know what's going on, but Mark turned like red. And the lady goes, well, what's the matter? He said, I dropped the bag. She goes, well, you better go get it. And until I started to, do you know where it went? She goes, oh, it went down there? I'll get it later, no problem. So that's what can happen when you pin somebody. And it's so nice you're all wearing really nice vests with a pin on it too. But you are now the newest Lions. I see you all have your kits. Read through them. If you have any questions, talk to your sponsor. And hopefully they can answer. And if they don't, you ask Gary. And he's going to give you a whole different answer. But no, you're here not only for the sponsors, but talk to the rest of your club. This is where you find things out. This is where you can learn things. Go to your conventions. Go to, conventions are a lot of fun, especially now that I think they're going to be open again. And you have a good time. So, everybody in the Menomonie Lions Club, please stand up and applause the newest members of the Menomonie Lions Club. Thank you. You can always call me too. Yeah.
Thank you again, Mark. Did you hear that applause over at the bar there when you were done? Mark? You did hear that, didn't you? Okay. So we're going to do the raffles first. Two of them. The bean bags and the fire ring. And Tim is going to do that for us.
All right, we got the bean bags here first. Get your blue tickets out. folded ticket. We've got number 238023. Ending in 023. Got a winner back here for the beanbag. 1 second here. Well, I'll tell you what, we're just going to draw out of the bin. Speed things up. We've got the fire ranger next. All right, we got ticket 238 317. 317.
I think I got it.
We got Arnie.
Arnie didn't get the horns, but he got that, so that's good. Okay, so going on to our next awards. We're gonna have, if I can get past District Governor Gary Bromeyer, is already up here, Pat Sandus, and Pat Fury. Come on up.
Come up here and step above somebody else. Jesse. All right. Come on. Thank you very much. As in the past, annually, Jesse. All right. You got a kiss it. Yeah. I can handle that. As in the past, we award Melvin Jones first serve, United Sites, and Green Apple annually. And we will do a little later at Christmas party, but it's taking place at the Christmas party a little bit. So we are taking the time to recognize 10 individuals from our club that have proven to be dedicated leaders. They have provided a total of 160 plus years of service to Lionism, helping improve the lives of others. We will be rewarding 8 fellowships, 3 Melvin Jones, 2 Register, 2 United Sight, 1 Ray Apple, as well as 2 Leader Dog Awards. As most of you are aware, the selection process involves previous recipients from each fellowship to select these recipients. We look at such things as years of service, membership growth, commitment to Lions, as well as community service. There are not many club functions that we have that you won't find these Lions working. We'll start out with the Melvin Jones. We'll award 3 Melvin Jones. 1 individual, unfortunately, is not able to make it here today, or tonight, but you probably, I'll tell you a little bit about him. He is a past president, and he's probably best known for his Ho 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 Merry Christmas with the Santa Claus, and we will award that to him at a later date. The Melvin Jones Fellowship was established in 1873. It is the highest form of recognition of the Lions Club International Foundation. The fellowship honors those that are dedicated leaders committed to their club, Lions International. I'm going to ask Mark to help present that. We won't read the letter, let them read it, report on it later. We'll award the plaque to the kid. The first individual has served on the board of directors. He's very active in our gun raffle. Very active in the checker flag. 3-on-3 basketball. Side-by-side raffle. Not a past president. He is on the 75th anniversary committee. was our youngest member until just recently. But he is our youngest member. Mitchell Sims. We can have some pictures, if you want, you can have your pictures taken later with me or Mark. Or James, yeah. The next line has worked very hard at the family picnic, has served on the board of directors, is a past president, has been involved with the spirit of Christmas, Santa calling, and the Christmas party. Was 100% vested. And it's our 75th anniversary. I think I said that. Lion Wendy Wool. We'll take a few minutes afterwards. Like I said, we do have the boxes here with the letter, and if you'd like your picture taken with Mark, that'd be great. I would like to honor also two members that received the award last year. Unfortunately, we didn't have any great gathering. We did present them on the meeting. And one of the individuals this year, Lenny, would you stand up, please? I didn't think you wanted to come up and help tonight to speak a little, okay? He's a silent one. And then also Tim Frank, who's not here. Thank you very much.
I can collect his award.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll turn to the birch term.
Past District Governor Gary had an assistant, so I'm going to ask for an assistant as well. If District Governor Tom Redberg could come up and help present the awards with me. Got to include you in this. Drove all the way from Osseo. Osseo.
Where's Keno?
In 1990, the Wisconsin Lions Foundation recognized the need to establish a special commendation for those who demonstrate excellence in service to others. The Birch-Durham Fellowship was developed for this purpose. The fellowship honors those who exemplify dedication and commitment to their community and their club. It is the highest form of recognition from the Wisconsin Lions Foundation. First off, I'd like to recognize last year's recipient, Lion Ryan Sadness. You can stand. All right. We have two recipients this year. The first person is not here tonight. I will not read off their name, but I'll tell you that they are a transporter. This person has vision screening. They have a night sight fellowship. They do eyeglass recycling, work on the nature trail, does a huge job with deer hides for Lions Camp, and also cuts grass for the Historical Society. But I'm not going to say who that is. The second person receiving Birch-Durham Fellowship this evening is also a transporter, a vision screener, serves on the Seniors Committee, volunteers for Stepping Stones, is a Melvin Jones Fellow, works on a coat drive, has been on the board of directors, on the program committee, the community service chairperson, co-chairperson, was instrumental in the Veterans Home remodeling project, helps with Habitat for Humanity, and is also a Ray Hempel Fellow. Lion John Hove.
We'll be awarding tonight, just for information from the past, the night that we've awarded our club award 13 nights tonight. In the last since it started. Melvin Jones had 63 recipients to the Melvin Jones. And for the Bird Stir, we've had 23 past recipients since it started in 1990. You're all right back, Brad?
What's that?
Okay. The United States Fellowship Award is a line, I think, of Wisconsin's highest form of recognition, presented to an individual by the club. Their recipients exemplify the LEBW mission to give the gift of sight in Wisconsin, the United States, and international. First recipient has been a tail twister, been actively involved in our gun raffle, is a transporter, has worked Thursday at the table, and was our mint chairman for quite a while. Line Terry Nelson. Read the flag. It says Lions I Bank, Wisconsin, 2021 United States Fellowship Award, presented to Gary Nelson, Menomonie Lions Club. The next individual has been involved with the policy committee, has done the work with the eyeglass recycling, vision screening, and is a transporter. And just to let you know a little bit about his dedication to transport. First time I called him, it was a Sunday, late morning. He asked me to do it. Of course, Packer game was going to be on Sharpie. And he did volunteer. He taped the game, but he did volunteer. That's not the Packer game. Line, Jack Cuss. The only thing, last year's recipient was Bill Grambo. Bill Grambo is unable to make it.
my pleasure to present the Ray Hempel Fellowship for the Menomonie Lions Club 2021. Our club has 6 past recipients of this fellow. In deference to Lion Ray Hempel of the Poisey Lions Club, who served as the first Wisconsin Lions camp director in 1959, and to honor personal dedication, Lions Pride introduced the Ray Hempel Fellowship. Bestowing the honor of a Ray Hempel Fellowship is a fitting tribute to recognize and celebrate a club member's unique accomplishments, extraordinary dedication, support, and service to others. A Ray Hempel Fellowship contribution will be deposited into the permanent Lions Pride Endowment Fund, where interest earnings help support Lions Camp and other Wisconsin Lions Foundation statewide projects, both today's help, tomorrow's hope, ensuring the lasting legacy of service that began with Lion Ray Hempel, vision of Wisconsin Lions Camp. Our recipient, this Lion has been a member since 1974. As a 45-year Monarch Chevron, sponsored 1 new member, has served as treasurer, served as secretary, served on our board of directors, has served on many committees, project and finance, audit, vision screening, cornea, eye tissue transporter, a Melvin Jones Fellow in 1995, a Bert Stern Fellow in 2019, is active on community projects outside of Lions, a volunteer as an AARP tax aid preparer, knows how to use a wood splitter, and lastly, currently serves and has for many years as chair of the attendance committee. Will Lion Wally Cutler please come forward to be awarded a Lion John Holt, our last year's recipient, is presenting the plaques and pin and letter.
You did really well last time, Tom. Do you want to come back up? So the last awards that we have this evening is a new one, in that as a district governor a couple years ago, I didn't even know this existed until I went over to Leader Dogs from Line and went through the tour. We've been donating to Leader Dog all this time and never realized that there was an award that they also present, the Founders Award. Leader Dogs for the Blind Founders Tribute Program allows Lions clubs to honor an individual club member for his or her constant service, dedication, and commitment to Lionism, and Leader Dogs for the Blind. Leader Dogs for the Blind was founded in 1939 by 3 Lions members who were unable to obtain a guide dog for a friend from any other source. So, for those of you who know how we do our awards, we usually have a committee of past members who vote on who the next year's recipient is. Well, we've never had a recipient for this, so the board of directors, under some direction, agreed that what we would do is we would present to the immediate past president, so Lion Wendy Wolf. Our second recipient this evening serves on the district cabinet as the leader dog for the blind chairperson, and that is Blind Beth Thompson.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, congratulations to all those winners. That's awesome. Okay, we're gonna have another raffle here. Before that though, I just want to, everybody has a program. So we have all the centerpieces that are at each table, okay? So on your program, if you turn to the back, if yours has a gold dot on it, you're the winner of that centerpiece. Compliments of the Menomonie Lions Club. Greg, if you want it, you gotta give it to somebody.
But that's okay, I'll show you anyway.
All right, we got a couple more giveaways here to do. As you guys played over that centerpiece there and whose program is what. I did want to give a special thank you to each of the people that donated the different prizes that we give away tonight. So the jewelry was donated by the Lions Club and Angel's Fiddlers in town. We give them a round of applause. The fire ring was donated by an anonymous Lions Club member that did not want to be known, but they know who they are. The water cooler, I have no idea what the water cooler is, but it's on the sheet. The pond. Okay, pond was by was Scott with Viking Sink, and then an Earth and Blinds. And then we got the Elkhorns was donated by the Lions Park, obviously. So everybody in Lions. And last but not least, we have the beanbag boards, which were built by our own Lions member that's here tonight in Colton Bailey. So let's give away a couple more prizes here quick. We'll start with that jewelry. We've got ticket 238-169. 169. Oh, we got a repeat winner. We got Dean Larson. Then we'll finish up. Go ahead. Well, thank you. We can surely do that. Thank you. We're going to redraw that. Dean, who I didn't know who that jewelry was going to, Diane decided to donate that back. We got one more number here. This is again back to the jewelry. We've got, this could be Dean again. Just kidding. We've got 238-077. 077. Drop both the sides of the ticket in the bin. We got a winner back there.
No. I
No?
did that. I dropped both of them.
Well, you dropped them both in there? Well, I can't tell you if you won or didn't.
I know.
Well, I guess we're going to draw again.
Yes.
All right. We got number 238. 238. 238, 238. Lion Gary Brumeyer. All right, so now we're going to move on here to the pond that we have. And we've got number 238, 183. 183. Got a winner here. Congratulations. So we're going to do one more small little giveaway. This is something that we got a big car over there. I'm just kidding here. But there is a fuzzy line within that car, and if those that don't know, that is something that we had auctioned off at our previous Checker Play banquet. So with all the blue tickets, so if anybody's got blue tickets left sitting there, you probably throw them in the middle of the table now. But we're just going to draw one more number out of there to give away that. We've got ticket 238021. Repeat winner again. There we go. Well, thank you all so much. Shooter, I think you've got the closing statement.
All right, this time I'm going to acknowledge our area Lions Club from the district. So at this time, if you do want to come up and talk, we still have 2.5 hours yet. So if you care to come up and talk. So River Falls is here tonight. Roberts, Ellsworth, Elk Mound, Leghorn, and Hudson. Anybody want to come up? Okay, yeah, come on up.
Mondovi.
And Mondovi, I'm sorry, thank you. Tom still wants to get this to me? Yeah. Well, thank you. You sure you don't want to speak? We got 2.5. Okay, thank you. From the Hudson Lions, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Outbound, okay, thank you. From Outbound. I know Outbound always helps out with youth scholarships too. You guys do a great job over there giving away money as well. Always exciting. Okay. And then one other thing, if being that I'm gonna stop here. Being Mark and his lovely bride had to spend time with Gary and his wife. There's 2 things in here. One is the liquor, that's for her. And this is chocolates from our chocolate factory, which you love, I hear. No, I'm just kidding, it's Switch. Chocolates for her, liquor's for you. So thank you very much for coming over tonight. Thank you very much. Great to have you. And I'll give these to you for you. Okay. One last thing in closing tonight. Vikings are sure going to win tomorrow. Yeah, we do have a lot of Viking fans in here. That's awesome. And a new member. That's good. All right, so in closing, I want you to leave tonight with this thought. Live each day to the fullest. Get the most out of each hour, each day, and each age of your life. Then you can look forward with confidence and back without regrets. Be yourself, but be your best self. Dare to be different and to follow your own star. Don't be afraid to be happy. Enjoy what is beautiful. love with all your heart and soul. Believe that those you love also love you. Forget what you've done for your friends and remember what they've done for you. Discard what the world owes you and concentrate on what you owe the world. When you are faced with a decision, make that decision as wisely as possible and then forget it. The moment of absolute certainty never arrives. And above all, remember that God helps those who help themselves. Act as if everything depended on you, and pray as if everything depended on God. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you for, especially with all your guys' busy schedules. And thank you for helping us celebrate 75 years of Lionism in Menomonie. God bless and drive careful tonight.